Alpha Phi Alpha's connection to Freemasonry. I don't know if people know this, but I pulled this from a book. This is an excellent book. It's called African American Fraternities and Sororities. There's so much information in this book, and it's scholarly. This was written by members of Divine Nine, members of Prince Hall Freemasonry. So this isn't coming from a bunch of Christians who just hate fraternities and sororities. This is what they're saying about themselves. The writer of this particular essay, she says, much of the unconscious African connection to Black Greek letter organizations has its roots in African influenced Masonic rituals and practices. Unconscious must be placed in context, however. Although contemporary members of BGLOs may not be well versed in Masonic rites, this was not true of the Cornell University Alpha Phi Alpha founders, who held their first rituals in an Ithaca Masonic lodge and are said to have borrowed Masonic regalia from the lockers in the building. We do not know how many of the founders were Masons, but we do know that the original Alpha Phi Alpha handshake was so similar to the Prince Hall Masons greeting that it had to be changed. Did y'all know that? Alpha Phi Alpha's connection to Freemasonry. I don't know if people know this, but I pulled this from a book. This is an
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
Oh, Lord have mercy, another coon. Damn coons. I gotta do a coon analysis and a coon screening.
It only takes a little bit of white brainwash to activate the coon chip in the average Negro.
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
Oh, Lord have mercy, another coon. Damn coons. I gotta do a coon analysis and a coon screening.
It only takes a little bit of white brainwash to activate the coon chip in the average Negro.
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
Oh, Lord have mercy, another coon. Damn coons. I gotta do a coon analysis and a coon screening.
It only takes a little bit of white brainwash to activate the coon chip in the average Negro.
The story isn't over. I'm going to bring it back after I break down the pledging practice known as Hell Week. Real quick, there's a stage before Hell Week where your restrictions are lifted and you're allowed to fight back against the chapter members, at least within my chapter. Alphas call it ape stage since the ape is the unofficial mascot of the organization. Essentially, you could be in a situation where one of the chapter brothers push you and you push him back, then everybody clears out. It's essentially a one-on-one cage match between you and that brother. And everybody else just circles around and watches. I chipped my bottom tooth when I body slammed a member of the chapter after he called me out one time. We're also given bricks to take care of that have the fraternity letters and our chapter initials on it. We have to take care of them during set, which is what we call those sessions that we met up at. Sometimes the chapter members will try to take your bricks while you're reciting information, and you'll get in trouble if nobody notices that or tries to prevent it. You know, just mind game. It's not one of those superficial labels that just means the chapter. There was also new abuses. Eating a raw.
What's up, YouTube? Now, I've been telling y'all that the fraternity is connected to Freemasonry. It's also got PDF files in there. You know, Homo erectus. I mean, it's definitely got that Greek man-on-man behavior. So, you know, you just seen the clip where the dude was talking about, you know, the apes, right? He a alpha, but look at one of the comments. My cousin's extremely handsome, and the alphas invited him, so he went. Those alphas tried to SA him. Wow. But thank God he was able to fight his way out. You gonna have to like this down the motherfucking penitentiary. And to fight his way out because he had MMA training. My cousin had bruises, and those alphas tried to press charges against him. But thankfully the courts ruled in his favor. My cousin went to Harvard Med after that, right? So that got me to thinking, right? Now let's go back to the ape stage, right? We're gonna bring all this home real quick. Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity used the Great Sphinx as its primary mascot. Notice the primary mascot, right? They made a point to point out the primary mascot. Great Pharaoh, Giza, I can go, you know, we already know they Masonic. Now, Alpha Phi Alpha, the derogatory meaning of the ape, a prospect from the national historian. The image of the ape is not one with which we should want to be associated. It runs counter to everything that Alpha. Now you this is from them. This is from them, right? You see the spin game. This is the spin game. Racists want to denigrate African American youth to compare the animal to the ape. Talk about Roseanne Barr when she called Obama and them. Right, now this is their website. Look at the top of the screen. This is their shit. Okay. Mascot is the Sphinx. What fraternity is an ape? Oh, they give you the Alpha Phi Ellipsian because it's spelled ape. Now you see. But now this is why I had to put Shawty in the beginning, because he telling you out his own mouth. Right, the derogatory meaning of the ape. Alphas are not apes. Any reference to ape is extremely demeaning to our race, legacy to our great frat. Right? Now, so what the fuck is this then? Okay? You niggas, you got something called the ape walk, right? Make sure my mic is on, because this is a hot take. I don't know if you can see that. Right, I ain't gonna click on it. But they was doing the ape walk. Right, maybe we'll find some video. Right, but they got the ape walk. What fraternity does the ape walk in? Check out this video of JSW and the brothers of Iota Delta chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha. Performing to Jadana's classic, man. They hit the ape walk. Right? Drop a snowflake if the ape walk is your favorite alpha stroll. Make it make sense, right? They hit the ape walk, okay? I show some images. We just want to connect the dots. Okay, looking real ape-like. Okay, talk that ape shit. The famous ape walk. right? The famous ape walk. Fuck it, let it ring.
Yo, why do you keep trying to kill this man?
Okay, that was kind of that's the ape walk. It's kind of wacky. It's kind of whack. It's a little wackish. Okay, it's a little wacky. Okay, a little wackish. Let's call it what it is. Okay, now this is what I was interested in. They talk that derogatory ape shit, right? But, you know, talk black to me. Talk black to me. You on your ape shit. You on your ape shit. Okay? You on your ape shit. Okay, Alpha Man, the ape, right? The ape's in the building, right? Woo. The motherfucker, look, he got the motherfucking SA paddle right in his hand. Look at the handle. You know they like to put the handle in the down the Hershey Highway, right? They stick this. So look how the handle even shaped to even get. Man, I'm telling you, these boys, sadomasochists in this motherfucker. The apes, right? Let's make it clear, okay? Now, we know Huey P. Newton was in the college frat, right? And he was one of the founders of the Black Panthers. Now, this is where the ape connect with the Black Panther. Now, it's if you know, right, that the Black Gorilla family is the prison branch of the Black Panther Party. Right? A political prison tragedy. Right? Now they try to say that the BGF smoked Huey. Right? The same way the NOI smoked Malcolm, right? Now, when you get into the history, which former Black Panther started the Black Gorilla family? George L. Jackson. You need to build a statue. Right? If you want to build statues of Confederate losers, niggas that lost, you might as well build one of them. I mean, did George Jackson win? So he can get a statue. The Confederacy lost, got statues, right? The Black Gorilla family was formed at San Quentin Prison, 1966, by former Black Panther member George L. Jackson. Now, if you go back and look on my Black Panther series, right, we talked about the military branch. We talked about the Jaguar Society. We connected a lot of dots with this Panther Society. But the secondary mascot is the ape of this Black secret society fraternity, right? Now, it's a lot of offshoots, but specifically the Black Panther is connected with the ape, right? Now, it's even connected on when we talked about the Peace Stone, El Rook, and Blood Moors connection, right? Now, this is kind of where that segues to in that, because you got Bloods called the Apes. So, okay, seem like they kind of almost going down the same path I'm trying to go down. The Query Bloods Ape Gang likely refers to a specific subset or affiliate of the Blood Street Gang. Here's a breakdown. The Bloods, primarily African-American gang, started back in the 1970s. Known for rivalry with the Crips. involve criminal activity. And number 2, able guerrilla. The term able guerrilla in the context of blood refers to a specific set or subgroup within the Bloods. For example, Untouchable, Guerrilla, Stone Nation, Bloods gang. Now, that's the official link between all this. Because remember the Peace Stone Nation is attached to more science, El Rukin, Morocco, China, the red flag, right? It's all under the red flag. So the Gorilla Stone, right? This is an offshoot of the Peace Stone. Peace Stone Nation, Gorilla Stone Nation, Blood Gang is mentioned several times in the DOJ press release. These subgroups terrorize, referring to the Untouchable, Gorilla Stone Nation, Bloods, or another similar group. These subgroups are involved in crime. 2 highest ranking leaders of Gorilla Stone Bloods. Okay. Now this is kind of where a lot of this shit ties into the UBN. This is the East Coast. You know, the East Coast, they got the Wu and the Chu, and they known for overlapping opposing sides here on the East Coast. They talk about now, this is how you know this shit is a play. Now the Crips is in the Folk Nation, I think. Let me see. So the term Crips and Folk Nation are distinct entities. Let me see. Maybe the gang graffiti tell it. But the Crips in one of these, right? They in one of these type of compartmentalized group. Right, maybe it's this one, the New Generation Crip and Folk Nation Bible, the inner secrets of knowledge, wisdom, and history, magic and power. Right, and then goddamn, you done put the Bible, the magic. Like, this what I'm trying to tell y'all, this shit is heavy intersectional, right? Crip 6-pointer star, right? This is why the Bloods rep the 5, Crips rep the 6. But I'm trying to show you this shit all connected, right? Even the fact that they're using the Star of David is the overlap, is the connection to the secret society, occult shit. So, mind you, we talking about the fraternity, Alpha Phi Alpha, call themselves the Apes, and I already showed you that, this shit is connected. Now think about the Kappa hand sign, right? We know this is to show the overlap, right? All these hand signs is crazy work, nasty work, but the Kappa is this one, right? We know this, okay? We ain't, right? Okay, let's make it clear. Just so you don't think I got it up. Now, but now why is it red and it's also the blood hand sign, right? Okay. You see Shawty on the right. That's one of the traditional ways to throw up blood. Okay, Blood Street Gang. See, they got the 5-pointer star, 1, 2, 3, 4. You know what I mean? Like, they got all this 6-pointer star. Okay. Now, let's go back. So I'm gonna see some, hold on. Gorilla Stone. Blood Nation. You got to put the nation in there. Right. Gorilla Stone, Peace Stone. Gorilla Stone considered violent street gang. See, this is where BGF tied to this shit. Right? Membership. This is some New York shit. Let's see, New York is heavily a cult. Right, look at the hand sign. Okay. Look at the hand sign. Look at the gorilla on his chain. Okay, here we go. Stones, BPS. You can kind of read. You got the Pyru. Right, so y'all see the Sphinx with the eye on it. T. Rogers, the Jungle, the Pyrus, the villains. Notice the Egyptian regalia, right? You got the Chiefs. This time to the Native American shit. The Kansas City Chiefs colors is red. Connect all dots. The Redskins, the Chiefs, the Redskins, Indians, the feather, Chief Malik. You got the Apache stones. Titanic, No Limit. Now notice they, talking about the New York BPS, Red Family, BPS Bulls, Abdul Kaaba, right? Stones running all across the globe. Now the stone is like a brick in the pyramid. This is what the peace stones. You're not the capstone, which is Satan, Lucifer, the all-seeing eye capstone. You a stone in the, you feel what I'm saying? The structure. Come on, man. Okay, let's get into a lot of the gang art. It's gonna show you, what they got going on. Insane unknowns. Look at the El Rukin Black Peace Stones. You see what I'm saying? El Rukin, more science, the Moors. This shit go all the way back, right? Satan Disciples, Latin Stones, Gangster Disciple, right? All this shit is attached to the fraternities as well. Okay. The gang colors is green, black, and red. You see how they associating the black nationalism with this shit. Okay, triangle handstands, Almighty Nation. Okay. See, this is kind of that gangster nation shit. The GDs, the new breed black gangsters, love, life, and liberty, third disciple nation. The GDs with the brothers of the struggle, incarcerated gangster disciples. Orchester, Albany, Latin Kings, Latin Disciples, Cobra Stones. All is well, right? That's a Moorish saying. All is well, right? Let's see. Latin Souls, the Vice Lords. Right? They got heavy. They got the Islamic Crescent Moon, MK Ultra Bunny, Masonic Top Hat and Cane, the ISIS, the Five for the Bloods. Right? There's a lot going on. Maniac Latin Disciples, Ambrose with the Star of David, the Peace Stones, La Raza, and Latin saints. See, this shit get crazy, okay? Now, you see that's the gorilla, right? You see that that's, and this shit is sanctioned by the blood. I don't want y'all to think these motherfuckers when it started some own Blood Nation shit and ain't all that T. Rogers and all that. That shit was some Chicago shit anyway. It wasn't like T. Rogers went west. They was already on that Masonic gangbanging in Chicago, that Larry Hoover shit. They was already Masonic gangbanging. Bloods and Christmas was Masonic gangbanging, but they ain't fully know they was Masonic gang. Even with the red and blue lodge, they ain't even get it. You know what I mean? Some knew, some of them was on some satanic shit too, but they ain't really know. Them Chicago gangs, them nations, disciples, and they knew. That shit was more clear. You got I did the vid where the motherfucker say he got initiated in the Masonic temple. He ain't know what the building was or nothing. He had to ask after the fact, like, what the fuck, where the fuck, how the fuck? Right? So, we're gonna get on out of here. This was a little quick one. Let's see if we can get some images before we go. A couple more images. See, I like when they do it themselves, right?
Age before Hell Week. This particular story isn't over. I'm gonna bring it back after I break down the pledging practice known as Hell Week. Real quick, there's a stage before Hell Week where your restrictions are lifted and you're allowed to fight back against the chapter members, at least within my chapter. Alphas call it ape stage since the ape is the unofficial mascot of the organization. Essentially, you could be in a situation where one of the chapter brothers push you and you push him back, then everybody clears out. It's essentially a one-on-one cage match between you and that brother. And everybody else just circles around and watches. I chipped my bottom tooth when I body slammed a member of the chapter after he called me out one time. We're also given bricks to take care of that have the fraternity letters and our chapter initials on it. We have to take care of them during set, which is what we call those sessions that we met up at. Sometimes the chapter members will try to take your bricks while you're reciting information, and you'll get in trouble if nobody notices that or tries to prevent it. You know, just mind it. It's not one of those superficial labels that just means the There was also new abuses. Eating a raw.
So you can't say a motherfucker putting it on them, you know what I mean? So you depicting the you depicting the Egyptian pharaoh with the beast of the field. By crook or by hook, you understand what I'm saying? And if you know anything about Freemasonry, you know that Egyptian crook, that bullpen. Shout out to True Theory, taught some heavy shit on this, but that crooked like hook thing with the long handle, kind of where you get the papal bull. It's a bull schlong, like it's a lot on that, right? But you know, give your opinion in the comments, man. If you feel like I'm wrong, say that then. If you agree, stamp that then, you know what I mean? But sum it up, you know, the BGF is Black Panther. Black Panther is Divine Nine Greek Society bullshit, which is Freemasonry, which go back to more science and all that, God body, all them dudes is included, all the way down to the Leper Society, right? This is where this shit originate from, right? The Black Panther, right? This is, you know what I mean? So, Yeah, man, hit the like button. Help a brother out, HBO special. Help a brother out. Hit the like button, share it, you know what I mean? Subscribe. I'm out.
Age before Hell Week. This particular story isn't over. I'm going to bring it back after I break down the pledging practice known as Hell Week. Real quick, there's a stage before Hell Week where your restrictions are lifted and you're allowed to fight back against the chapter members, at least within my chapter. Alphas call it ape stage since the ape is the unofficial mascot of the organization. Essentially, you could be in a situation where one of the chapter brothers push you and you push him back, then everybody clears out. It's essentially a one-on-one cage match between you and that brother. And everybody else just circles around and watches. I chipped my bottom tooth when I body slammed a member of the chapter after he called me out one time. We're also given bricks to take care of that have the fraternity letters and our chapter initials on it. We have to take care of them during set, which is what we call those sessions that we met up at. Sometimes the chapter members will try to take your bricks while you're reciting information, and you'll get in trouble if nobody notices that or tries to prevent it. You know, just mind. It's not one of those superficial labels that just means the chapter. There was also new abuses. Eating a raw